Okay, boys and girls, I think I'm live, and John is here. I think we're live already, John. Are you
Tell
ready?
you what, fucking YouTube, man. I didn't get I didn't get the half hour before notification for your
I think we're
stream,
live
and I
already,
didn't get
John. You didn't get the half-hour notification? That's because I just woke up.
and then I didn't get the notification when you went live either.
Really? Well, you probably will in about 5 minutes. I don't know. YouTube, go figure. Anyway, I just woke up. I have no idea what's going on.
Uh, well,
Well, I don't know what's in your mind, but I noticed something last night after the debate with Cel Cordova. I noticed Cel on Smokey's channel.
oh really?
Yeah. And Danny was there, and so was who's that character that stops in here now and then? Leo
Phileas.
Phileas. Yeah. Leo Phileas was over there too. And Will was over there, and Mr. Cackles himself, the wicked witch of the West. But what the hell? Now, I don't know. Well, Leo, he's a slut. Okay, he'll go on any channel. Leo will do anything, so we're gonna have to cut him some slack. But I was kind of surprised at seeing Cel over there and seeing him, seeing that they're really good friends, and that's, I don't know. Just, do you see why I'm bothered by that?
Well, so you're saying, well, I'm not real too familiar with Sal. I mean, I know he's been on your channel and you refer to him and stuff, but
Yeah, and he's kind of,
he's a creationist, right?
Yeah, and he's the nice creationist, the one that wants to stay out of drama and stay out of bullshit. So what the fuck is he sleeping with the snake for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wants to stay out of drama.
Well, I still didn't have a notification, but then I went to my subscription feed and went to your channel and found it. Found we are live for sure.
Oh yeah, we are live.
But
people are listening to us right now.
Yeah, I mean, and finally, across my phone comes a notification. Yeah, YouTube on the ball as usual. I mean, did you watch any of it?
I did watch part of the debate. Well, I watched part of the debate, and then I watched Danny. I watched his part on Smokey's channel because I wanted to listen to Danny talk about the debate. And Danny managed to put his foot in my pie by saying that naturalism can't be supported, that it's an unsupportable position. And then Mr. Cackles, was just all happy. He was like lathered up and whacking. I think he was whacking himself off while Danny was talking about that.
Wait a minute. Danny said naturalism can't be supported?
Unsupportable. And he said it's a really unsupportable position. So I emailed him this morning and invited him to come and explain that to us. And the other thing is, Danny was talking about the new atheist, which I think Matt Dillahunty, I just can't help saying it like John. We should stop doing that. Yeah. But Matt Dillahunty is kind of I think he's the epitome of the new atheist, kind of, isn't he? What the fuck is a new atheist exactly? What
I mean, it's nebulous. I mean, people use it as a pejorative. People use it to, try and distinguish between, the theists that like to say that that atheists are this homogenous group that all think alike and everything. It's kind of an out for them, that, oh, well, these are the new atheists, to try and explain. I mean, the fact that, yeah, there's groups of atheists that associate with one another and may have shared ideas. But as far as atheism as a whole, there's no dogma, there's no, shared thoughts or whatever. It's just, like any other human beings. Some of them are going to agree on some stuff. Some of them are going to disagree on others. But the ones that want to say we're this homogenous, group that all think alike and have the same values and beliefs, new to atheists is a tag they can use to kind of, justify why some other atheists might have a different. Well, those are the new atheists. That's the way I look at it, anyway.
Scott Duke says it's a synonym for atheists I hate. And Doting Thomas says he's a bit of a Tommy come lately atheist. He should be a Tommy come lately atheist.
Oh, so the debate you're talking about is the one that you have on the screen right now. That it was that Pascal's wager debate.
Pascal's wager thing, which and then the criticism. Yeah, okay. First of all, Sell just got drubbed. I mean, Matt just jumped him. I mean, really hard. Did you see it?
No, I mean, I got the notification on Twitter from James, and I liked it and tweeted it, and I said, I mean, when I retweeted it and with the comments, Pascal's wager, choose to believe to hedge your bets.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, so Danny explained it that apparently, I didn't know much about it other than, okay, first of all, the criticism against Matt is that Matt misunderstood Pascal's wager, that Pascal's wager wasn't directed at atheists who justify their atheism by claiming the lack of evidence. So what it was aimed at, it was apparently a letter that Pascal did to some agnostic who was sitting right in the middle of the fence, right?
All right.
So he has no reason. Oh, shit. Hang on a second. I forgot to send an invite out. So basically it's the person that could go either way, but it's confusing, and they don't care. They don't have time. They're not, they haven't really thought about it or whatever. I think it's basically the idea, well, if you got nothing to lose, hellfire for eternity is kind of a big price to pay, or paradise is a big reward. So it would make sense for you to pick the choice with the greatest reward and keeping you away from the greatest evil, right?
Well, and it's an interesting but very brief discussion, okay, which that's why I couldn't see why they could get a whole debate out of it, because because the fact of the matter is that, all right, so, and of course, as you know,
here you go.
Pascal's wager as an apologetic has become something different than that original letter that you're referencing. But the thing of it is like it's like I said, interesting to talk about, but think of it from a standpoint of how you attain your beliefs. Okay. How could it, you don't necessarily choose your beliefs. Okay. You take in information and then you come to a determination on what you believe. It's not that you can say, oh, well, man, wow, like I'm going to get this and that. You know what I mean? I just don't see where that argument is going to make somebody go, oh, okay, I might, burn in hell. But on the other hand, I might go to the good place. So, yep, I believe now.
Yep.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the other thing is this, what the fuck is it called? Doxastis voluntarism. It's involved this idea that you can believe what you want, that you can choose to believe something. And I did this when I was a teenager, but I did it with the help of Buddhism. Me and my friend, when we were like 15 or 16 years old, we decided to become Catholics for a summer, just to experience, what it was like to be Christian. Mm. So we chose to believe, and we actually very, very thoroughly convinced ourselves, to believe in the Christian God and the whole thing. We were reading the Bible, and we were having spiritual experiences, and it happened for a summer. And then I think September came, we went back to school, and we just said, okay, that's it, we're done. And we quit. So it was a wonderful experience because
cue the no true Christian fallacy.
Yeah, well, I don't think so. I think we
No. I'm
really-
saying other people saying that.
I know, but we really poured ourselves into it, and we just went along with it as if we believed, to the point where for a while there, it was. I guess at that time I wasn't. It would scare me today, to get that close to that kind of fucking stupid shit. But back then I was a brave teenager, and I was shopping around for a worldview anyway, so I thought, well, I'll try this on and try that on. And and it was,
Thank God it didn't fit.
well, actually it fit kind of well, except, of course it doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, you can't continue to believe that in zombies and talking snakes and all that shit, not if you're scientifically minded, as I was. And my friend, who was not scientifically so much, but philosophically minded, it was just hard to. It wasn't something we planned to continue. We decided to do it. It's like, hey, dude, let's become Christians and let's really believe it. Let's act as if we totally buy it. And it was really interesting. We never went to church.
I mean, it's just like what I was saying a few minutes ago. Like it'd be like choosing your belief like that for everybody would be. It's like choosing your wants. Like what you desire. You can't really. You don't choose your desires or your wants. They just happen. You just come to those conclusions that you want certain things or desire certain things.
Cell's here, so Cell is out there in the chat, and I would like Cell to explain why he was on Smokey's channel. I don't know. I don't see Smokey as a particularly moral person. I mean, he has just drubbed praise and all those guys, and just gone through the entire community, calling us pedophiles, attacking Knox's fucking family. I mean, just doing really shitty things, and Bell goes on his channel. I
don't understand why any Christian that contends that their God is a all-loving God, or the source of the source of morality, would go on Smokey's channel. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they can do what they want.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he it's just that it surprised me. I thought Cell would step more lightly than that, and disappointed me.
So you keep putting comments up. Who's the fourth person that came into the room?
Top Dog.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and we have Andrew. So you guys want to talk a little bit about the debate? Did you watch the whole thing, Top Dog?
Yep.
And what'd you think?
Oh, Matt was a landslided Sal.
Yeah, he really jumped on him, and he jumped on him pretty hard. And I think part of it was because he detected some intellectual dishonesty. I don't know.
Wait a minute. A theist being intellectually dishonest? I ain't buying it.
No. Well, then when I saw Cell go on Smokey's channel, I thought, well, maybe he is dishonest in some manner. I don't know. That's just not sure. Craps has a negative expected value, period. You can't make a living off craps. Anyway. Oh, I had an uncle that gambled constantly. He was an actual American hobo. He hitchhiked trains to 48 of the states. Spent his entire life after his wife left him, and he lost his kid. And his kid ended up rejecting him and actually changing his name so that he didn't even have my uncle's name. So my uncle went out on the road and he became an American hobo. And he went back and forth with trains, and he picked fruit. But he'd go to Las Vegas and spend all of his money. And then in the winter, he'd come and live with all of us until we threw him out.
I thought you said Sal was here.
Sal is Evidence and Reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not in the room. So anyway.
Well, so who's he referring to that said they made a living off of poker and craps?
I think Cell was a gambler. he was involved in that documentary about the math people that went out and they were counting cards or something in Las Vegas.
Right.
He-
Yeah. Can't remember what the name of it, but no, but he posted, he said, I laughed when he said he made a living off of poker and craps.
Who said that?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, that's something Matt said during the debate.
Matt did? Well, I don't know. Maybe
No, I mean,
Some
I don't know. I'm asking you.
some people make a living off Las Vegas because they make I don't know, they have a formula that they apply and they just stick to the formula and they get out as soon as they're up. And they managed to make like 10% or something like that, but I don't know what.
Well, I mean, and nice thing, Matt Delhoney said he made a living off of craps, but wait a minute. When you first posted, Sal, you said Matt Delhoney claimed he made a living off of poker and craps,
Yeah,
which many people make a living off of poker.
yeah, you're good at it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Sally, you should come on in. It would be interesting to chat with you about what you thought of the debate. I had to look away at some point because I like Sal, and watching him get slapped over and over again. Just I don't know. What do you guys say? Andrew, did you watch it?
No, I didn't see it until just now.
Oh, okay.
Is Sal a younger
dear.
creationer?
What do you guys say, Andrew? He's a young Earth creationist, and he's in the room.
Oh, hey Sal.
Hey, Sal. So, Sal. So, what were you saying about Matt Dillahunty and poker and craps? Yeah, you're echoing a little bit.
Oh, sorry
Yeah.
about the audio, gentlemen. Thanks for inviting me over.
So,
How did you like that beating you took last night?
I thought Matt took a beating. He's the one who was losing his temper. He flew off the handle a few times. I mean, screaming at me doesn't mean that he's winning the debate. That's usually an
Well.
indication that you can't even think clearly. You're so angry. So
He was frustrated, not angry.
Oh, no. I had him pretty good, and he was avoiding the evidence. I
Hey,
want to point out there was no agreement which version of Pascal's wager was going to be debated. So he
Well,
wanted
hey,
to go to
just
the original.
real quick.
some
I'm
original
sorry to
track-
interrupt you, but I just wanted to just jump back just a little bit and say to ask you, why don't you consider the inverse of that? That just because somebody raises their voice doesn't necessarily mean they're wrong.
yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
he
well-
was losing his cool. He wasn't thinking clearly. He's
No,
getting his
Matt
math wrong.
Dillahunty-
He was getting his math wrong, and I said I'll point it out to you, and he just dismissed it. He dismissed all the evidence arguments I put forward. I
How was
pointed
the-
out to him
how
he
did-
can't be 100% certain,
How did,
and
how did
I said,
math come
okay,
up-
okay,
how
so
did-
you're
how did math come up in a discussion of Pascal's wager?
what?
Very- No, I'm just curious. How did math come up in a discussion of Pascal's wager?
Pascal was the pioneer of expected value. It's the same kind of notions that you have in Pascal's wager. The idea of an infinite gain at low probability, that's expected value. And I posed a question to him. I said, what's the expected value for atheism? And I said, okay, so you had nothing to offer me. So I got some good sound bites. So just because the guy's screaming at me doesn't mean that he's winning the debate. He didn't have any, he couldn't
So
say
he-
that his expected value is positive.
What math
That-
did he get?
And the whole thing about the craps thing, the expected value is negative. That's why I laughed. I said, I got the guy now. And he's just, at that point, he's just speaking crap at that point. And I said, okay, this guy's pretty shallow. And he didn't
Sal,
want to
How
talk
can you calculate
evidence.
expected value though when you can't
Of atheist.
actually put a value on a reward that can't be defined nor interpreted nor proven to exist?
It's not about proving, it's about the consistency of how you estimate the odds. There,
Well, but how can you
There's
estimate
no
odds
guarantee
in eternal life? But how can you estimate odds if eternal life is not? There's no substantiation for it.
you can
Well,
estimate
even-
the odds. No, you can estimate. Everyone has their estimate of how true something is,
Okay.
And if you feel someone has given you true testimony and they've shown some power, like a miracle, you can't just dismiss that. I mean, you can if you wish, but the point is I knew that there are other people, maybe not many, who feel that miracles have happened in their life in the name of Jesus. Are they going to dismiss that because
Right,
Matt
the reason-
Dillahunty wasn't
okay,
there?
But that's a different. Hold on, that's a different discussion, all right? And I'll admit,
No, I
right
think that
up
was
front-
the discussion. See,
Well, but
that's
here's
the
the
point.
thing. But here's the thing: as far as like Pascal's wager goes, okay, and then calculating this expected value. And I'll admit to you right up front, I haven't had any math since calculus in high school, but I just don't see how you would put any kind of, I mean, last I checked, when it comes to math, you're not going off of like the personal anecdotal experiences of people. You have to have actual data to make a calculation. I mean, so that's why I'm saying, like, what would you base?
Yeah.
No, that's a fair point. That if you had actual, like in the casinos, we have very well defined statistics because we know the rules of the game. But my point is if you, and this is why I posed that question. I said, if you were that blind beggar in John 9, and you had no prospects, you're just begging for your meal every day, asking for money, and there's really not much you can do. Someone comes along and heals you. Would you? And he tells you he's the Messiah. Would you follow him? Okay, so that may not be formally provable, but there are a lot of people that I know in the audience thought it's ridiculous that you wouldn't even consider the possibility that this is the Messiah. How big of a miracle does the Messiah have to work before you follow him? If that's a big enough miracle, a lot of people would have thought, and a lot of people, I think that would be plenty. That'd be plenty given that you had no prospects. It's not like Jesus was asking the blind man to give up much of his life because he didn't have much. And that was the point. I said, what would atheism have to offer someone like that? And so I was trying to show that Matt was actually being the one he's not as reasonable as he's posing. In the eyes of Christians, that looks really bad. That
Okay, so
a miracle, you're getting offered eternal life, and you're going to say, "Oh, I'm just going to,
Hey, Sal, you said it looks really bad the way he was conducting himself. It looks really bad the way he answered that, the way he conducted himself. Why doesn't it look really bad to Christians when you go and coddle somebody like Smokey Saint?
Yeah. That looked bad.
Because that looks really bad to a lot of us and many Christians,
I was disappointed. I was really disappointed last night to see you on Smokey's channel.
Well, I just dropped by. I have some fans there, and I just said hi. And I did thank him for supporting me. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something real quick? I got to go back to work.
Look,
Doubting Thomas has something. So
I'm grateful people came out to my show. I mean, my debate last night.
yeah,
I thank them.
Like on Saturday night, every now and then Satan himself shows up, and we're just grateful.
I think that's kind of peripheral.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Doubting Thomas, I think, is on his way to work and just has minutes.
Okay.
He wanted to say something real quick. Go ahead, Doubting Thomas. Sorry to take over there. Speed.
Thanks. I just wanted to say to Sal, you're being dishonest again. You said that Matt Dillahunty would refuse to accept the blind beggar, and that's not what Matt Dillahunty said. And he tried to tell you repeatedly you were misrepresenting what he said, and you're still doing it.
Oh, well, he was screaming so much.
Hold on a minute. Hold on, Sal. He said to that, if he was blind and he was healed by Jesus, how would he know that he was healed by Jesus? He didn't say he wouldn't accept it. He asked you, how would he know that it was Jesus that did the healing?
I specifically described the passage in John 9. If he's not hearing, if he's not listening carefully, that's on him. He's studied the Bible. He should know that passage. And if he
right,
had
but
some
wait a minute,
questions,
that passage is not.
well,
Wait a
you
minute,
could, you could
that passage.
tell
wait
you
a
what,
minute,
you could ask him again, but he
but
was
that
just screaming
passage is
so
not
much he couldn't
proof
hear
that
me.
Jesus did it. Wait a minute. You're saying he knows the passage, but you put a hypothetical to him. If he was the one being healed of blindness, and Matt's saying, how would he know that Jesus was the
don't.
one that healed him?
That's the whole point. There's no way anyone can formally know
There you go.
the ultimate. He's moving us, he's moving on faith that he's right to walk away from Jesus. That's,
But
that's
no,
a
but
faith.
but
That's a
see, you're
faith
doing the
decision
same
on his
thing. You're
part.
doing the same thing Thomas just accused you of, because that's not what Matt was saying, that he would walk away from Jesus. He said, how would I know it was Jesus that healed me?
Well, because Jesus was there.
Does
And,
anyone have a bookmark for the
he-
part of
he
the
had-
debate?
Okay, so I mean, if he wants to be that anal about it, it's like that doesn't sound reasonable to me at all, because Jesus was right there, and the blind beggar said, "This is how the man." We could read the passage.
Yeah. Well,
No,
but
not
maybe
the passage.
Yeah.
Do-
So,
do
I
you
mean,
have-
if he's going to be
hold
that
on, Sal.
skeptical, and he'll
Hold
believe
on.
something like abiogenesis and evolution on the word of some people that have some pretty sketchy arguments, then that's on him. I just find that ironic. He's going to accept the word of other people, and he's not studied the matter. But then, right when a miracle is presented to him, it's like, oh, how do I know this is Jesus healing me? So it's like,
Hold on a
okay,
second. Hold
in the
on a
eyes of
second.
Christians, that looks
Hey,
really
let's
bad.
speed talk.
That
Sal.
looks really
Jam.
closed-minded, and he took offense to me calling him out on it.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm trying to get Leo in the room. Okay, so does anybody have the? So I think what you misunderstood what Matt was asking you. He wasn't talking about that passage, and you're talking about a biblical passage. Okay, so were you setting up a scenario that if Matt was a blind beggar, and Jesus came up to him, or some dude claiming to be Jesus, and healed him of his blindness? And then Matt asked you, apparently, how do you know it's Jesus? I mean, what do you? So does anybody
I was
have
pointing
the
out,
bookmark?
I was trying to show he was a lot less rational than he claims to be.
No,
In
but
the eyes
did
of
you
Christians, that
successfully
looks
do
really
that,
bad.
or did you just-
What
or
he
did-
was
or did you
saying
just-
and what John's saying, that looks really bad in the eyes of a lot of Christians.
Did you just successfully show him that you weren't listening to his questions? Is that what you did? I mean, did you show him as being irrational? I'd like to find the clip. Does anybody know where the clip is?
No, I
Are you having trouble hearing me, Sal?
No, but my mic keeps getting muted.
don't think that Sal probably knows either.
Well, right, Sal. He
I muted you when you
so
were
that he
talking.
could get a word in edgewise.
Yeah,
I mean, the problem was if the guy's just screaming at you, not cutting me off in mid-sentence, not trying to listen to what I'm saying, it's like, well, it's understandable he may mishear me. So if he wants to just kind of do this, that's fine.
He was
That's on
still
him.
doing it. How did he mishear you? The question was direct that he asked you after you posed your scenario. So I don't see how he misheard you. It sounds like you weren't actively listening to him.
kind of sounds.
Kind of hard to listen to someone who's just flying off the handle like
Well,
that.
so he came into the
I don't
studio
think he was
Focusing too
flying
much
off the handle.
and he
on
just
that.
wait a minute. So Matt came into this debate and just right from the first minute started screaming at you and screamed throughout the whole debate. Is that what you're claiming?
Well, in any case, this
Okay.
debate's not ultimately
answer
about me
that,
or
right?
Matt.
Okay, so who went
And
first?
I mean, every person can answer that question. I mean, that's what I was just trying to pose. So, T-Jump.
Sal, can you tell me about
and-
where in the debate that this exchange happened? Can you tell me where?
About 50 minutes in.
50?
Do you want me to look for it? I can
Yeah.
go offline and look for it for you.
Yeah, that would be helpful, and then we can look at what happened.
I can do it
exactly.
because I'll probably be able to find it in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, let Leo do it.
So Jerry Pena, you
Um,
should share that. You should share that speed. Jerry
What's that?
Pena,
Oh,
Jerry Pena's
Fucking
last comment.
go the fuck away.
Let Sal read that.
Misrepresenting.
Well, no. I was pointing out Matt's inability to think coherently. He said it's misrepresenting. I said, okay. But I mean, if we do a probability estimate, if you're not 100% certain, the way we'd model that is you say 99% this scenario, and then the remainder being 1% the other scenario. I don't know why that's so hard.
Okay, so 1% for Christianity, 99% for atheism. Why would I?
Yeah, or something non-zero. I said, you know, when he said you're misrepresenting me, and I said, well, you know, I was trying to point out, and you just started flying off the handle. And he said, no, I didn't say you need perfect knowledge. I said, well, that's the point. When you have uncertainty, and I said that was exactly what happens in the casino. You have an environment where you have uncertainty, and then you have decisions. You weigh the probabilities times the payoffs. That's expected value. That's something Pascal
Yeah, but you guys made up.
pioneered,
Yeah.
and his wager actually uses that kind of language. So
Right, but what we're trying to point out to you is you cannot calculate the expected value.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you?
you can calculate it based on your premises. I'm not saying that your premises are correct. I never said that. I said, no, the only way you could know that your premises are correct and your inference methods are correct is you'd have to be God. That was the whole point of it, is that we make decisions on incomplete information, and all we have sometimes are our assumptions. And so I was just pointing out the folly of saying
That's not the case with God. We know for 100%. I mean, okay, certainty. If you're talking about 100% certainty, then you've already preloaded the universe with God, with a godlike certainty. So you're begging the question. So we're not going to talk about 100% certainty. Nobody's.
No, well, I pointed out that it's a no-go theorem to say that there's no God, because you'd have to be omniscient and eternal, pretty much all.
No, you'd have
by
to be-
definition, you'd be God. So at best, an
I just
atheist
explained
can
it
only
to you.
claim faith. What I should have done is pointed out, no, I accept your faith. You know, I recognize your faith assumptions here, and
I
that was
just
called them
explained
out.
100%
And
certainty to you is a theistic idea. Okay, this idea, and philosophers like Danny will go around and around, show you all the little.
It's about
points
it's about
where you're
50
uncertain.
about 50 minutes in. I would start right at the 50-minute mark.
50.
I don't think most people, when they discuss something about claiming something about a belief like the existence of God, that they're claiming with 100% certainty. I think most people.
You're like, how do you know you're not a brain in a vat?
Wait, but most Christian philosophers that think that God is metaphysically necessary. So
Okay, Danny, you're going to talk forever. Should we listen to the clip?
Danny and I have another stream right in about half an hour.
Danny?
that's right. Yeah, I'm on my way home, so I can talk to Sal about it.
Okay. Well, good. We're going to listen to that.
Well, don't
You're
spoil-
going to you're going to have something on your channel, Sal?
Yes, and you know what? You guys have been accusing me of dishonesty left and right.
I haven't.
Ultimately, my character isn't the issue. I could be a total scoundrel, and the issues are still there. So,
I'm
you
just
know, it's really funny. You guys are not really focusing on the arguments. You're trying to make it about me. And hey, well, you know, I appreciate the attention.
Well, dude, you say you guys, like, who has tried to call your character into question? There was a few people in chat that made a few comments.
Oh yeah.
Questioning your character.
I told you I was disappointed in you.
Oh, well, that was about going on Smokey's channel, though.
Yeah, that was an entirely different conversation. But you know, as far as intellectual dishonesty, people accused you of that in modern day debate, and I just wanted to see where exactly this happened so I could evaluate it myself. I think I actually said you were intellectually dishonest at one point during modern day debate because I saw something that I thought was, but I can't remember what it was, so we won't bring it up.
Hey, you might have to reload that because it's just sitting there grinding away. That on my screen anyway. That
Yeah.
Well, hit the play button and see what happens.
Yeah, let me. Ah, it's working now.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear? Hang on a
Yeah,
second.
it's pretty quiet.
it's a little low.
It's low. hang on a second. What the fuck?
Pascal's wager. The human genome is
Oh, did I not share the audio?
No, you did.
No.
I'm assuming you did.
Maybe
Well,
YouTube volume is down.
Yeah, that was a quieter debate.
How do you turn the YouTube volume up?
Well, it's at
on
the
the
bottom
video?
of the screen, right underneath the video. You click on the
Oh
speaker.
no, that's
slide
all
it
the way.
up. Is it all the way up already? Yeah.
That's all the way up. Okay, let me hang on a second. Let me put my headphones on and switch sound here, because that's probably the issue. Hang on a second. Let me switch over to. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, so let's try it now.
Well, in any point, if I misunderstood him, my apologies to Matt. But he has to, you want to fly off on people like that, it's not going to be a conversation.
You keep
That's
saying
okay.
that he like flew off on you. I've seen Matt angry, dude. If you think that was Matt angry or flying
Yeah,
off
that
the
wasn't
handle, you
angry.
don't
No,
know
it's still that is not conducive. The way he conducted himself is not conducive to a conversation. He's
I've
doing
seen
a
him
like
radio
Ray.
show where you could just scream
playing it
and cut off people midstream. It's like, okay, if you just want to listen to yourself talk, that's fine. This isn't a debate.
I think it's more that he pretty much knows the arguments
I'm going
that
to try
an
to
opponent is
engage
bringing
the
because
topic.
he's been
I gave
doing
a
this
long
for
list. You just said it's
20
all
years.
irrelevant. I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
so funny that you give that characterization of Matt Dillahunty, and then right after the debate, you go on Smokey Saint channel. That's just hilarious to me.
I know.
Well, to me, it's just more people. Most of them Christians already kind of have this thought in their head that that's just your typical angry atheist, and that's just not how he is. I've seen I don't know how many people,
Frustration.
probably more Christians than atheists who debate in the same style that Matt does, but they're never charged with being angry and screaming at somebody. I think it's just
Well,
a predisposition that many theists already have against Matt, because it's sort of an idea that flows amongst the theists on the internet that Matt's just another angry atheist. And I just don't think that's the case at all.
Matt is very crisp and sharp with his debates,
he's,
and when he does logic, he hits really hard, and he's
He's
passionate.
firm, yes, and he
I
doesn't
thought he's
suffer
really,
fools, but
honestly, I
I think he's
thought he's really shallow. He's maybe good in debates,
Dillahunty
but the
did not
guy's
know what
knowledge
he
base
was
is
talking
shallow.
about.
And he's
Dillahunty did
cool.
not know what he was talking about yesterday. He was
Kurt
asking
and Frank.
irrelevant questions, like left and
Wait a
right.
minute.
He has no idea what he's talking about, Dillahunty.
Yeah.
Oh,
It sounds like he's in the subway.
Anyway, we're going to have a show on my channel. Go ahead and
What time?
Mike Prusnak, thank you for having me on.
Yep.
And,
What time is your
you
show?
all can review this, and I'm not going to interfere here anymore.
At the
What
rate
time-
Nice to
what
see you,
time is your
Leo,
show,
and
Sal?
Mutable. So
3.
Sal, what time is your show?
3:00 p.m.
3
I don't know.
p.m.
it's 20 minutes,
3 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
3 Central, 4 Eastern.
Okay.
So, Mike, thanks for having me on.
Hey, do you
thanks,
care?
Sal.
Do you care if Mike simulcasts that? You
Oh,
bitch.
you can't- we lost him. I
And
was
I'm curious if he's running Pascal's wager, and maybe this question has been asked, but what set of priors is he using to assert or to kind of gauge the probability of a god?
That's the first thing I called him out on. Is like he can't. He was talking about expected value. You can't calculate that because it's based on whether God exists, whether
Well-
eternal life is a real thing or not. Like,
How do you predict something like that doesn't exist, in space or time, that definitionally, like via transcendence, exists outside of space and time, but somehow is interact with it? I mean, the other major issue with Pascal's wager is that Pascal initially, when he constructed this argument, was only considering the case of the Christian God, right? But in fact, there's endless number of deities which you can envision that exist, right? And applying Pascal's wager properly means that you need to be able to assign independent probability for each of those things.
hey, Immutable, did you
Yeah.
watch any of the Smokey stream last night?
No, not really.
Well, the reason I ask is because Mike brought up that Danny had made an interesting claim during that stream. And before he has to leave, I'd like to hear why he made this claim. He said that the position of naturalism is indefensible.
Oh yeah, but we're going to talk
Oh
about that.
boy. Well,
We're gonna
Which
talk
is
about
weird
that.
because I have 4 pretty solid inductive defenses of naturalism, and I've ran them by some
If he's-
people who are very, very skilled in logic and philosophy, and they said, well, these aren't bulletproof. And I said, well, they're not, they're inductive, not deductive. And they were like, yeah, but they all said these are pretty good arguments.
I think if Danny's referring to philosophical naturalism, I would agree with him. But if he's referring to like methodological naturalism,
Well, then you haven't heard my arguments.
I'm referring to the former, so philosophical naturalism.
Well, the thing is,
Oh, the one that you
I
guys made up
agree
for
with you then,
me.
so I don't take an issue.
We'll talk about that, but if it's a kind of naturalism that makes absolute certainty claims about there is no supernatural without defining a supernatural, then you don't really know what naturalism is.
You don't. Do you know certainty is not an epistemic virtue?
What's that?
Certainty is not an epistemic virtue, meaning that it's not a component to knowledge.
Okay.
Exactly. That is true, yes.
So why the hell are you adding it to
The
naturalism?
point is that if we want to know whether naturalism is tenable or not, it just won't. The question of certainty is not brought into the picture.
He's saying that certainty doesn't
Good.
matter. It doesn't matter whether
Good.
you're certain
Then we agree.
naturalism. It's just,
Then
yeah.
we're on the same page. That's
So
fine.
what you mean
Right,
by 100% certainty is necessity or something.
Well, no, I think Speed was asking a question, and you've already answered it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, I just got home. I was driving, but I'll probably I'm gonna in 15 minutes. I'll be on South Channel, so I gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
listen to
I
it.
think for naturalism, if you're going to try and defend it, the better route to take instead of certainty would be consistency. Is to you try and test the self-consistency of
Yeah,
naturalism.
it's true that something that naturalism has for itself is that everything will, other than like maybe the starting conditions of the universe, which will be like group contingencies, might have an explanation. So it's like, but it's kind of weird to say that there are things that exist or the things that begin to exist that have no explanation outside of like the starting conditions of the universe. So I'll grant that, right? That's not unintuitive. Yeah.
I did want to comment really
agree.
quickly on something that Jerry Penna
Hold on.
said. He said, I don't know any philosophical naturalists. Speed is one. I am one. Quentin Smith, I believe, was one before his passing. Graham Oppie is one. Sean.
I agree with Reclaw here.
Oh, by the way, Danny, I'm about to go, but I'll ask you this question.
Naturalist? Yeah, there's actually a lot of them up there.
Denny left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
'cause he-
what I was going to ask him, and it's a shame he left, but I was going to ask him, does he think that naturalism is an internally consistent position to hold?
Right. Oh,
I
let's
would
see.
say yes.
So I agree with Reclaw the Amazing here. Cell is dishonest with himself, and there's
The thing that bothers me is he's making charges against Matt's character, and that's okay. But then
I know.
we weren't. Some people might have been making charges against Sal's character, but at least myself, I was just offering criticisms, and then all of a sudden that's not okay.
Okay, this is also a good comment that he sort of wanted to be insulted by him, and Cell was
yeah,
coming up. Cell's whole position is basically this coming from this soft bed of emotional. I've seen miracles, and I came to believe because I studied biochemistry, and Matt Dillahunty just tore him a new one on that, and I think Cell kind of wanted to be insulted.
Having done biochemistry before, I'm
Yeah,
probably going to take a
that-
safe bet and say that biochemistry isn't the straw that broke the camel's back here.
Yeah, there's something else. There's more to it.
But that him wanting to be insulted by Matt, to me, sort of plays at this. He already had he was already predisposed to viewing Matt as just another angry atheist before the debate even started. And so, because Matt is quick on his feet, he's quick-witted, he doesn't for fools, he doesn't tolerate bullshit. This doesn't make him. I mean, I can see where he might come off as an ass, but I don't think he
Yeah.
is an ass.
Yeah,
I think he can be kind of a dick, kind of an ass, but I don't think that generally speaking he is. I think Matt's just quick. He's witty. He's been doing this for 20 fucking years. He knows
Yeah,
the
he's really
arguments.
good at
He
it.
knows what his responses are. He's not going to let his opponent lecture for 15 minutes on the thing when he already knows what he's going to say, and he's just ready to be like, I'm sorry, no, this doesn't work. Move on. Find something else.
Well, I think
It's
what it
no
is that him
Far and raw.
that Sal, I think that Sal and a lot of Christians are mistaking frankness and curtness for being a prick, and he just like you said, he's heard it all before, and then he knows someone's going down a rabbit hole that he's been down 50 times before, and he just lays it on the line.
Yes.
And Sal was, just taken aback by that because it's not his style. He doesn't do well in that kind of a conversation. So, but he, and then once that started happening, it was just brutal after that. I don't know.
I would have loved to see Matt Dillahunty and Maddox go at it because Maddox is an ass. Oh my God, Dillahunty would not have put up. Ooh, that would have just been beautiful to witness.
Proof is for mathematical formulas. You don't
But
prove
John Maddox,
positions.
John Maddox had to start grifting, so he ruined his chance.
I'm surprised Maddox.
Hashtag John Maddox is a grifter.
He's a grifter.
What was that you said?
I said hashtag John Maddox is a grifter.
Mm-hmm.
Was it just me or was Sal over talking everybody a lot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
I think that it's fine. I think it's delayed.
So Leo just did it to John.
Yeah. That's why I, Dad voiced him a few times because, and then you muted him at one point.
I muted him. Yeah.
Well, I think there's a delay in his mic because I see him do that a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's why he does it to you, John.
I was hoping for him to stay a bit because I want to pose the question to him.
Oh, the question, the bristle
question.
Yeah, we'll get him on sometime, I guess.
What is the question?
He's probably mad at me now because I said
somebody tell me what the fuck the question is.
Oh, the bristle question, the Drosophila one.
Shit.
Oh, we were kind of roboting a bit.
Leo, have you not paid attention at all to our fucking channel?
Yeah, because the internet is complete another fucking.
Where do babies come from? My mama. Your mama. All the mamas.
So what's the question?
Oh, Leo's gone. I don't know what happened to Leo. Wow, there's two Leos again. Son of a bitch.
Okay, so what is the question?
Well, I call it the bristle question. Darn.
What is the bristle question?
I went off topic again. Well, it's this question I kind of invented, I guess. I didn't really invent it, but I'm using this example of a mutation to try and get creationists to, I guess not really trying to get them to define information, more like the opposite, to show how they can't do it.
So what is the actual question? Like if I was a creationist, what is the question you would ask me?
Okay, so I guess here's this example of a modification / mutation, and the creationist job, after I give the example, is to define which part specifically is the loss of information according to their model.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Ra has asked a question similar to that. When he hears creationists say a loss of information, he says, well, how much information did you start with and how much did you lose? And they can't answer it because, well...
Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah.
Hey, so Speed.
Yeah.
Let's, even though Sal left already, why don't we watch and see how well Sal was actually describing what transpired.
Yeah, okay. So we'll start right here and see.
Yeah, he said his claim was...
Why is it so fucking low?
I can't even hear.
I think that's just because of the debate. Because when I was listening back to find this spot, it seemed pretty low to me.
Yeah, what the hell?
Speed. Unfortunately, I have an appointment soon, so I gotta head out. So sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Where the fuck did Immutable go?
tomorrow or later?
Yeah, where did
Immutable-
you go?
He's
Why
probably
is this
walking.
motherfucker always slipping away?
He's
Like a
walking.
sneaky little snag.
He's always walking, and I'm really worried. I don't know. I think he's got this. Like he told me about alligators, like he saw baby alligator and stuff. I think he might be like attracted to baby alligators. I don't know. I shouldn't say that publicly, but
Can I answer a question quick from the chat? It's from Jerry Penna. He asks, why do many like T-Jump and Matt identify as methodological naturalists? I don't know. Methodological naturalism is not a worldview or
same
a
reason.
position. Methodological naturalism is
Right.
just a more philosophical term for science. That's it.
Yeah, it's a methodology. So
Yeah.
and they do that because they don't actually take a position because they have this agnostic thing going on
Yes.
that they believe what's right in front of them.
It's why I often tell people, it's why I prefer the way that Sean Carroll words it in his book, The Big Picture, as methodological empiricism, because this, at least to me, it makes sense when he says that it kind of captures the fact that it's not like a worldview or a position that you hold. It's just a set of methodologies for empirically verifying the things we see and observe and interact within our everyday life, in our world.
Right.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing?
How it goes?
Good afternoon.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Peace out.
Yeah, he said as soon as you got here, he was going to leave midnight.
Yeah, I know.
Who said that?
Andrew.
Just
Oh.
fucking with midnight.
Oh yeah, yeah. He said, yeah. If midnight comes in the room, Andrew's leaving. Anyway,
I mean, I have that effect on people.
so Geo Sam says it's one of the worst debates he's ever witnessed.
Wow.
Yeah. So should we try to play it? I don't know.
No.
Well, I'm just like right now, I'm trying to find it on my computer, and we'll see if somebody else screen sharing makes it any better.
Okay.
Got it.
I don't think this was really a bad debate. I mean, Matt was typical Matt. I don't think Sal did a very good job of defending his position.
I don't fucking get this, man. What? I just go to my list of fucking channels, and for some reason, it's not in alphabetical order.
Here, I'll give you a link in public chat, or can I put it in private chat?
Just put it in private chat.
Why do you fucking people keep trying to talk to me in private chat? I never look at private chat.
Those people weren't talking to you. Andrew does open mics, or if Sal is going to have an open mic with his discussion with Danny, and I said probably not. He doesn't really do open mics.
Ginger Jesus.
Yo,
How goes it?
I just got home from a basically 3-day work trip.
This
Interesting.
okay.
And then what did you say? It was at like the 50-minute mark?
Yeah, like right
yeah.
at the 50-minute mark is a good place to start.
Yeah, you want to try sharing it and see if you can crank it up for me? I don't know.
What?
Method gaining knowledge.
Wait a second. I haven't. Yeah.
The good news that a young couple will get gloriously.
Fucking ads, man.
Oh shit! That thing was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit,
because
right?
apparently, because apparently there was James had like an after. I don't know. I don't know. It was kind of weird after the debate.
There was a lot of questions in that debate, though. Shit, my debate with Singenis, Robert Singenis, was almost 3 hours, 2 hours, 55 minutes. It didn't feel like it was that long, but I think we had to have gone a little over an hour into open discussion. I just still can't get over the fact this guy said that general relativity disproves special relativity. I'm still fucking just completely baffled by that statement.
But it totally does. Never mind. You know what? I'm gonna stop joking with you.
But it totally, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah. See, there you go. Now you got the joke.
We just had the most amazing family vacation.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Oh my god. No way.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my god, Jimmy. Like, I totally want to go to a Pretty Little Liars meet and
No,
greet.
because I went to the goddamn 50. First, when I first brought it up, an ad was playing that I skipped over at the 5-second mark. And then I go to the 50-minute mark to find the and then it's another ad.
Yeah,
All
it does that.
Chrome tab, Matt Dillahunty versus Sal Cordova.
Hunte.
Jared Delahunty. All right. Did you put me on screen yet?
I'm working on it. Oh,
All
wait.
right. Well, I'm just
Oh,
asking. Let me know so I can press play.
Okay. Try it.
That's completely
Yeah,
irrelevant.
it's still pretty quiet. I think it's just a video.
I know how to get it up on my stream or my side.
Yeah, because Top Dog can turn it up, right?
Yep.
You got the magic.
Do you use OBS, Top Dog?
Not right now. I'm using Voicemeter.
Okay.
This then.
The same principles of
You can't
expected
show that it's
value.
1%. Can you show it's 1%?
It
You
doesn't
can turn
have-
it up here.
Can you show that it's even possible?
Can I show it?
Can you demonstrate that it's possible?
What would count as evidence of a demonstration for
The other guy's still playing out here. Okay, you got it. I'll see
Yo,
how this is.
what's this program called?
Oh, shit.
Voice something, was it?
What did
The
I do?
Voicemeter.
Voicemeter.
Oh, that looks good.
It
Okay.
does.
Lots of stuff you have to learn. It's very complicated, but then it's simplified when you do it a million times.
Yeah, I
Figure
bet.
out everything. Okay, see the difference.
The human genome is falling apart. Not even necessarily true. Not within the wheelhouse of any of this, and completely irrelevant to
Is that good?
Pascal's wager.
Oh, that's nice.
What case did you make for Pascal's wager other than stating what it was at the end?
I stated the evidence that I used to weigh the probabilities. You have probabilities of why you believe something. I stated
show
that.
your
Even if
calculations?
there's 1%, it's still the same principles of
You
expected
can't show that it's
value.
1%. Can you show it's 1%?
It doesn't have to even be 1%.
Can
because
you
if
show
the
that it's
payout
even
isn't-
possible?
Can I show it?
Can you demonstrate that it's possible?
What would count as evidence of a demonstration for you or for me?
I don't know.
I'm just,
You-
what
you're
makes you think
convinced.
you're more
You
qualified
think you
than me?
experienced a miracle while acknowledging that it could have been a hallucination.
What makes you, there are people, what makes you more qualified than anyone else? You're not in a position.
Wow. Sal, why are you being so dishonest? Did I say I was more qualified than
You're
anybody else?
accusing me of dishonesty. So this
Yes,
is,
you just accused me of pretending as if I'm better
Wait,
than
did
everybody
he
else.
just say that? Like, did a Christian literally just say that he had a blessing happen to him that it could have been a hallucination?
Yes.
That is the dumbest fucking thing for a Christian to say.
I was concerned about that one.
Yeah.
Actually, the smartest thing. So then,
No, because they just
become
completely
rational.
right. But what if they're trying to argue for a god? That's the dumbest thing for you to fucking say. Because
Yeah,
now you just pretty much just said, "Oh yeah, God doesn't exist." You might as well have just fucking said that.
I wanted to make a statement quick. I cut out there because we have fucking fiber optic internet that's not worth a goddamn fucking shit that comes out of a monkey's ass. Anyway, I love it when theists ask, well, what would qualify as evidence? I say the definition of evidence, like a body of objectively verifiable data that concords exclusively with or positively indicates your explanation over any others. That's, well, what would that be? Well, that's not my job to figure out what that would be. That's your job. You're the one that's supposed to be providing the evidence. When they do that, it's a subtle shifting the burden of proof is all it is. Well, what would qualify as evidence? Look up the definition of evidence. That's what I want you to give me.
Matt already said that in the debate too,
Mhm.
in the different words.
He straight up said, I'm not even saying that you're wrong, but just show me the evidence. I will be convinced if you can show me real, tangible evidence. They just never do because they don't have any.
Well, I mean, I would like to add that there is evidence for God. It's just not convincing.
I would argue that there is no evidence because I would state that evidence by definition is convincing. Just like that would be just like saying that there is in fact evidence of voter fraud. It's just not convincing. I would argue there is no evidence of voter fraud. If it doesn't convince the vast majority of people, or if it doesn't have a what's the word I'm looking for, like a tangible basis, then it can't be considered evidence.
Well, okay, so
And especially if it's unfalsifiable, which in the case of God or gods in general, it's almost always unfalsifiable.
Yeah, but I'm talking about evidence in the sense like, oh, hey, the universe exists, therefore God. You know what I mean? In that case, literally the entire universe is evidence. It's just not convincing.
Maybe for them, but it's not actually evidence. They think it's evidence, but it's actually not. Like that would be me like saying that there are presents under the Christmas tree that is evidence for Santa Claus. It's not very good evidence, but it's still evidence. I would say no, that's not evidence for Santa Claus. It's evidence that somebody who actually does exist tangibly in reality put those presents under the tree.
I was irritated when Matt cut him off before he talked about his second miracle that he experienced because I wanted to hear what that was. I'd heard the first one, the first one before, which was one that
Is that the astronaut one?
Well, no, he didn't experience that one. He heard about that one, and I tried to look that up. This astronaut that saw a blind girl healed.
I tried to look it up too, and all I could find is like the book that the dude wrote, but nothing.
Right.
And the thing
What
with
was the
miracles,
miracle Sal had?
I don't even know. I can't remember.
Lack of disbelief theism. You cannot. Yeah, you cannot just kind of.
Yeah, you cannot disprove
Pete,
God.
what was the miracle you said you had heard that Sal said he had before?
Oh, the one about he was in church and I think he was reading the Bible or he was something about a communion and he looked up and he saw a flash of light on the cross, like
burning. He said or something.
Like a burning, and those sorts of things. Those aren't very reliable. I've had that shit happen to me so much.
So have I. I've had a lot of things happen to me that are serendipitous or definitely uncanny. It's not miracles. It's just statistics.
That 1,000
Or physics playing tricks on you.
What would the best approach to that miracle be? Okay, I'm not sure if I understand the question. If I witnessed an event that 1,000 Christians around said was a miracle, I guess it would depend on the event.
When you say approach, what is he asking? Like, how would we go about showing that it's not a miracle? Because I would just say miracles by definition are physically impossible. So there isn't any realistic basis for them occurring to begin with. First, you must establish that there's a basis for miracles. Then you must demonstrate that what occurred is a miracle. Since by definition, a miracle can't ever meet those two standards, you can't ever reliably say anything is a miracle.
Right. If I could step in and answer this real quick. It depends on if you're trying to prove what they say it is to be a miracle, because you can easily listen to if 1,000 people are there and they witnessed it, you could just listen to about 20 of them and they'll have a different fucking story, and then there's your evidence right there. If somehow they had the exact same story, every fucking last a different person, then you could be like, okay, this isn't a coincidence, but it still isn't a fucking miracle.
There's also the existence of mass delusions or mass hallucinations. That's a proven
right. That's why I'm saying it's still not a miracle. It's not proof of a miracle. It's just okay, that's really fucking weird, but I don't understand why you think this is a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is if I was in a group of 1,000 people and we all saw something that could be construed as miraculous, and I've said this before, you guys probably all heard me say this before, my first thought would be, wow, what technology do you have that enables you to do that? What part of the universe are you from? Like that. It wouldn't be, my first thought would not be, oh, that must be God.
Right. It's like that fucking, I saw Jesus in my toast fucking thing. You didn't see Jesus. You're just.
I think the best one is the dog's asshole that looks like Jesus.
Okay, so if I were in church and 1,000 Christians looked up and they saw the cross of a wild kind of lightning like light come out of the top of the cross, the first thing I would do is find the janitor and go check the electrical.
Okay, so
but suppose none of that worked, and suppose we saw it again, right? If we never saw it again, then this doesn't make any fucking sense why there would be light coming out of the end of a cross, and it could have been a number of different things. Lightning could have struck the church, or there could have whatever. So I would have to have a little more than that.
Yes.
But if it
could be also evidence of damage or something if it was electrical.
Yeah, but suppose it happened every time we read a certain biblical passage, and we tested it, and we had scientists come in and electricians come in, and we kept seeing it over and over again. Well, yeah, I'd really be sitting back on my haunches, thinking they might have something here.
See, okay,
the thing is,
a good example of this for me was 3 years ago when I was living in Portland, right? One of my friends was driving us home from work, and on one side, on the driver's side, you could see it was fucking raining. On the other side, it wasn't even fucking cloudy.
I had that happen in my cul
Yeah, and everyone, she's like, "Oh my god, it must be a miracle." I'm like, "Bro, no, it's not. This shit happens literally all the fucking time."
No shit.
clouds.
I went out in the street one time, and I was taking a walk, and I walked, and all of a sudden it started raining, and I looked behind me, and it wasn't fucking raining there, and there was a circle, and I kept walking in and out of it, and it lasted for like 10 minutes.
I want to say something before we move too far past it.
I mean,
If we establish that this quote unquote miracle happened, that doesn't mean that it was a miracle. We've established that some phenomena has happened. Now it is our job to explain why it happened. If we are never capable of explaining why it happened, that still doesn't mean that it's a miracle.
Dude,
it just means something happened and we can't explain it. That's as far as you can get.
So go
ahead. Well, go ahead. You do your
So,
adopted thing.
my
Sorry.
adopted parents heard about my job thing that I did this weekend, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been praying about it. It must have been a miracle." I'm like, "No, literally, I've worked with one of my friends before. His boss asked if he had anybody that could work, and I said yes. It wasn't a fucking miracle. It was just a happy fucking lucky. It was
Aren't you a
just
Christian?
luck. No, I'm Buddhist.
One time, I actually saw the end of a rainbow. We were driving on the highway, and we saw this fucking incredible rainbow, and we got closer and closer to it, and eventually we drove by it. It was in the ditch, and it was because I ain't shitting you. The air was so humid that we could actually see the rainbow in the ditch, and we drove by this spot of humidity, but it was the only time, but there was no fucking gold.
Oh, dude, I thought you were joking, making the joke that you crashed into a ditch.
We were watching the rainbow, and it kept getting bigger and brighter and like larger in front of the car. And we're going about 50 miles an hour, and we drove by it, and I looked over, and you could see the rainbow going down into the ditch.
There must be a God, then, man.
The problem is the angle.
What's that?
Are you supposed to not be able to see the end of a rainbow or something?
Yes. Well, actually,
technically no, because rainbows aren't a half circle; they're a full circle. It's just the other half of the circle is lost behind the curvature of the Earth that's apparently flat.
Well, no. Say the other thing is that you're seeing it from a certain angle. You're seeing this refraction, and as you get closer to it, you're not going to see it anymore. But in this instance, the humidity was like fucking 99%, and you could see this shit going on everywhere. But it was an interesting experience. But I also
You can do it with a garden hose.
I also saw a 12-foot troll in my backyard. But I had
Troll in the dungeon.
I had been up for 9 days, and I had ingested an incredible amount of cocaine and vodka. I will say that.
There was also something else that I wanted to add what I said earlier. Notice how something's only a miracle or it's evidence for God when it can't be explained any other way. And this is how you know that practically all arguments for miracles and gods and supernatural, magical, mystical, woo-woo bullshit is just, well, we can't explain it any other way, therefore it's this. They're all literally arguments from incredulity. Just because something isn't explained doesn't mean in any way, shape, or form that you can insert whatever particular explanation you prefer.
And then the other thing is too that you made me think of is they always call unexplained good things miracles. Have you ever heard one of them say that an unexplained bad occurrence was a miracle from God?
No, they call that a punishment.
How about pissing insects? What the fuck? Pissing insects?
Hurricane Harvey or whatever it was or Hurricane Maria or whatever it was was God's punishment to the United States for allowing homosexuality.
Oh yeah, what Pat Robertson said that.
Mm-hmm.
Pissing insects. I have not heard that one. Somebody's gonna have to tell me about that.
Lysimetry.
There was this one time where like I was working at a prison, and like apparently I had something wrong with my junk, and this big man grabbed me by the balls, and then whenever he sighed, it fucking came out as insects. You know, that actually happened.
What?
You guys have never seen the fucking Green Mile? Are you kidding me?
Oh
yes, but I'm sorry, that was kind of a poor description.
I see. Okay. I thought this was a true story.
No. Yeah, no, somebody legit grabbed me by the balls, and then like I was cured. You know.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got an Gmail from Demeter. Hi folks, I decided to accept the invitation from Montangelo to meet with Cy Gart this Sunday, the 10th of January at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Who what?
Oh my god, really? You didn't hear a single fucking thing I just said?
No,
Jesus
I was
Christ.
looking at Kafai's thing. Cafe.
I said I just got an
Dang.
email. I'm sure everybody or most people in here probably got it from Demeter. Hi, folks. I decided to accept the invitation from Artangelo to meet with Cygart this Sunday, the 10th of January at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I didn't get that because I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, Demeter is our resident abiogeneticist, and Cygart, you know who that is, right?
No.
A
Really?
Christian biologist.
Yeah.
Biochemist. And to answer Cafe's question, I call it mystical woo-woo because that's exactly what it is. It's mystical woo-woo. It's bullshit. It's something that primitive humans, with their still primitive understanding of reality, can't explain. So they slap all these anthropomorphic immortal beings to it, and all this just asinine explanations because they don't know what it is.
Wow, there are insects. I got to watch out for those motherfuckers. Good thing I'd run into those back in the day when I was using cocaine.
You're just getting pissed on by bugs, and you're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, I mean, and that could really be painful depending on what bug it was. Like if you were pissing like hissing cockroaches, man, that would.
Did you ever see that movie about the bugs where that couple's in this motel room and they think there's bugs everywhere?
No.
That really fucking happened to me. For 3 days, I thought I had bugs living in my carpet, and nobody could convince me that they weren't there.
That sounds like
the only
Joe's
one that could
apartment
see
type
it.
shit.
Was that when you were on the cocaine and vodka?
That's when I was on the meth and some kind of fucking brand whiskey. I can't remember what it was.
All right,
It's
so check out this true story. All right, so back in mid '90s, I was working for this company, and what we would do is we would go into different cities, and then we would set up an office, and then we would sell tickets to an event that either a fraternal order of police or a fireman's organization was doing to raise money. And so I would go in, to whatever city we went to, and I'd find, a room to rent or, a hotel that was cheap by the week or something. And so I answered this ad for this room that was like cheap, and we were in Norfolk, Virginia. I wasn't familiar with it, so I got a cab and I went to this place. And it was right in the middle of town. And then so it was where a rooming house where there was like a common kitchen. And so like, yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, damn, it's just so cheap. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then so I, gave the first couple weeks rent. And then I went to the store around the corner and I bought like cleaning supplies and stuff. And I'm like, I'll just clean this kitchen up, and it'll be fine. And then so I start cleaning and I got some bug spray because I saw some signs of maybe some roaches or something. And so I start spraying the bug spray, and then I reach back behind the counter in the refrigerator and I spray bug spray back there. And as soon as I did that, this fucking horde of cockroaches behind. I mean, and there were so many of them. They were all coming at me, and I thought there were so many of them. I thought they were going to catch me and knock me down. That's how many cockroaches there were. And so I just immediately left the kitchen. I went in my room, and then I went to sleep a little while later. All night, I'm getting woke up with sounds in the walls and shit. There must have been in there and shit too. And so the next morning, I got up. I hardly slept at all, but I got up, packed all my shit, called a cab, and I just left. And as I'm leaving, there's people that live in this apartment house, out this rooming house that were out on the porch, and they're laughing at me because, it was like, it was like the ghetto, Norfolk or whatever, and they were just like, because I guess they had, got a load of me the night before and knew I wasn't going to last.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to spray their. They were trying to be polite and hide behind the refrigerator, and then you go and fucking spray it, man. What are they gonna do? Like, what the fuck?
I just couldn't believe it, man. It was, and I'm not even I'm exaggerating when I said they might have knocked me down, but holy fuck, dude, there were thousands of them. Like,
oh my god!
I sprayed, and then here comes a couple, and then right behind the first few, it was just a solid fucking wall of cockroaches, all different sizes, big ones, small ones, baby ones. It was just
shit.
Just thinking about it, I'm like kind of shaking right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some motels where you'll be sleeping and you can hear them dropping on your bed from the ceiling, just plunk plunk. I guess when I was like an infant, my dad worked out in Michigan, and they took me out there, and I actually slept in a dresser drawer, keep the cockroaches off me. And my mom put me in a dresser drawer, and she said they would thump you could hear them thumping all night on the covers, just falling off the ceiling.
Jesus Christ.
There were some bad motel. I think those
I'm
were.
not sure if I believe you, Speed. I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, if you see an $8 a night hotel, don't.
Well, don't worry about it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in my own apartment now. I don't need to go to an $8 hotel.
Nope.
I don't like hotels. I hate hotels.
So,
you ever see the on Family Guy, Stewie and Brian go to a hotel, and then Stewie's like, "Well, here, let's turn this blue light on and see, because you see how disgusting the room is." And then they turn it on. There's like stains everywhere, but there's also farm animals and shit in there that they couldn't see until they turned the fucking blue light on.
So Stella and Danny are talking now live.
What are they talking about?
I just posted the link. They're talking about miracles and things like that. The whole thing about what would make you believe. Fuck, I mean, it would take a lot to make me believe Christianity specifically.
Can I be honest with you guys for a second?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Danny is playing both sides of the aisle here. When he comes on to streams, well, hold on. When he comes on to streams with atheists, he talks about all the problems he has with theism. When he goes on streams with theists, he talks about all the problems he has with atheism. And maybe he's just tailoring his discussion to the audience that he has. I'm not going to say that he's being dishonest or disingenuous or anything. It's just an observation I've made.
Here, I'll say it for you. I think he's one of those people that tries to ingratiate himself with whoever he's with at the time.
Which one was being an individual? You don't have to be one way or the other.
Let me see what I can find here.
Because it's the people he's talking about probably more than the actual idea.
Dillahunty's Pascal Wager.
Dillahunty.
Oh yeah, I thought we were going to listen to this. Wait a minute. Oh, fuck.
It's happening now.
Just be careful.
No, we were going to watch the rest of that interaction to see if Sal was being honest. Remember?
Oh yeah, we were going to. We got distracted, didn't we? Well, I can put this back up. No top on.
Ready?
And then what's his name? Like set it up so it was louder and everything.
Sal's still going off about how John or Matt was being mean to me. Okay.
You said you're declaring what's reasonable for other people.
I'm not declaring it. I'm not saying because Matt Dillahunty said X is reasonable, that's the case. I'm saying because this is how reason is defined, that is unreasonable. If you say, I don't have a reason, and I could be wrong, and it could be a hallucination, you don't get to say, it's reasonable for me to conclude that it's a miracle. That's just not true.
I said it could be. I didn't say it was.
I don't care what it could be. You are convinced. First of all, you haven't even...
Foreskin?
I mean, yeah, foreskin, sorry. From the videos I've seen, Matt can be extremely aggressive, so... I could see why Sal would be like.
Yeah, that wasn't bad though. He was just being.
No, that wasn't bad. But my experience, some people can't handle aggressive.
Well, right. I mean, it's not that Matt is overly aggressive. He's very curt. He's very to the point. And Sal is very much a snowflake in a heat wave.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've been accused of being a snowflake, and I have my moments, but yeesh.
I mean, if Matt's supposedly this angry atheist, what the fuck is Aaron Ra?
I mean, now hold on. Aaron Ra, okay, Matt Dillahunty is, I don't know. Matt Dillahunty is Matt Dillahunty, and Aaron Ra is Aaron Ra.
Well, the point I was getting at is that Aaron, I wouldn't really say he gets angry, but he suffers fools less than Matt.
Well,
yeah.
Aaron sometimes gets a little bit loaded when he approaches the conversation.
Yeah, but I've only seen him really do that against people who deserve it, like Ken Hovind or Nathan Thompson, who is the other one.
I've spent some time. I've spent some time with Aaron Ra in person, and he is just a wonderful person. I mean, he is very easy.
Everybody says that. Like literally, everybody says that.
Yeah.
When is your turn to hang out with him, Leo?
I don't fucking know. I have literally like maybe $8 to my name, $10, $12 to my name.
Shit, that wouldn't even buy one beer that he drinks.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I drink the same kind of beer. I don't do that pussy ass fucking light beer shit.
So all right, let's. I'm interested to see how honest Sal was.
Demonstrated that it could be a miracle.
I don't have to demonstrate it to you. I was there. You weren't the one there.
Kind of circle to a different.
Oh, so I wasn't there. Well, okay. I've got a God, and you don't know him. He goes to another school.
So this may be a chance to go to a different topic where, for example,
like Pascal's wager.
Pascal's wager and Pascal suggesting that if you want to believe, like go to church and do these things. That's an interesting topic. Whether or not we can choose belief directly, indirectly, whatever it is. Other topics like that, but this one is just that we're kind of getting into the weeds on this one. It's not. I think that for a lot of us, at least me, it's not super clear how it directly relates to Pascal's wager. So, any other topics we might want to discuss?
Well, the expected value. The reason that I framed it this way is Pascal, along with Fermat and Huygens, formulated the idea of expected value. The expected value is how you do risk reward in casinos. I played in casinos. I got kicked out of them.
Oh, Jesus.
For using math skills. And so it's perfectly fine to say,
Wait,
I
did he
can't demonstrate.
cheated in casinos?
What's that?
Did he just say he cheated in casinos?
No,
yeah,
he's using math skills. He got thrown out because he was using math skills to do well at the casino.
Well,
He
yeah.
was actually in that documentary about these mathematicians that from college went to this casino. I think Sal was actually part of that.
Yeah, no, it's not cheating. They just, if you understand the statistics of how a casino works, you can
Oh, he petered out there again, Leo.
I like the way he did that. Bink.
It's just understanding how it works, and they will kick you out for it.
Well, right, and the reason
Of course.
is it's not illegal, but just like any other private business, they have the right to refuse service. So if they figure out that you are one of those math whizzes that can count cards and count the odds and know when to hit and all that, yeah, you're gone, dude.
I don't think it's illegal. I don't know if they can make a law.
Yeah, no, it's not illegal. But just like any other business, they have the right to refuse service.
Where the fuck's my stimulus check, Gio?
I mean, I got it. What about you?
Mine
hasn't been mailed yet. It won't be mailed out till tomorrow, so I probably won't get it till next week.
The government has determined that I make too much money, so I don't get anything. Fuck that.
Wait, no, are you being serious?
Yeah, I am.
What?
For my income last year, they're still penalizing me, even though I'm unemployed right now. But
I'm actually kind of curious what your income was last year.
But to be fair, I really did make way the fuck too much money. Somebody should have taken me out and shot me. That's how much money I made. I mean, drug dealers were getting jealous. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but so what? You I thought you don't get Social Security.
I get that too. But I don't get a fuck of a lot because I screwed up my entire life. I mean, I could have put away so much money, and we were young kids coming off northern Minnesota. We walked into a high income, and we spent every fucking dime.
Good
drugs,
good
money,
too young.
Well, I thought that when you were getting Social Security, you could only earn so much money, or they reduced your Social Security.
Oh, until you're a certain age, and then it's unlimited. They don't care. You can make.
Okay.
Well, from what I have now, I can only have $2,000 on my check.
Yep, they penalize you if you get anything from the fucking government. They always fuck you in some way. But for Social Security, if you go over depending on when you were born, if you go over the age of 65 or 66, you can make as much as you want. They can no longer take it. It's fair because I paid in tens of fucking thousands of dollars to this piece of shit program. They owe me.
So anyway, I think they were just getting to it where Sal's going to bring up the blind guy.
Part out coming out is going to be an ace, but there's a probability it could be. So it's perfectly reasonable to have not 100% proof and making a decision on it. That's exactly the heart of why we make bets with incomplete information. And even though we have uncertainty, that's the way that I understand I mean, this came out of Pascal's wagering theories. He was a pioneer of that. So I can't separate that from just the theological stuff that you were quoting. I mean, that seems the basis of it. That's why you're saying all these things are relevant. And it's fine for you to say that, but I consider the list that I gave is relevant. And if it makes you uncomfortable to talk that and to make it part of the computation for expected value, that's your prerogative.
Oh my
But there are
God,
viewers
Sal.
here who
Sal.
want to weigh
Sal.
it that way.
Sal, don't
Excuse me,
pretend
sir,
there
can
are-
I complete my thought, or do you have to?
Only if you're
interrupt
not
me
going to
while
go
I'm
on for
talking?
10 more minutes.
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
get a lecture on this. I used
all
to play
theists
poker
do
for a
this.
living. I played craps for a living. And you know what we do
Play
when you say
craps
that?
for a living?
Yes. You know what they do when we say, well, not for a living, but I made money playing
You
craps.
played-
I made money for.
All
Can
right.
I finish my sentence?
If you afford me the same courtesies, thank you.
I did afford you the same courtesy. I think if you rewind, you'll find that you gave us a whole lecture about gambling and about whether or not there's a probability of an ace coming up. But you know why we can tell what the probability of an ace coming up is? Because we know there are aces and we know how many cards are in a deck or in a shoe, and we can calculate that. Please stop pretending that you have calculated the probability of God until you show your work.
Ooh,
Yeah.
right on.
I've shown my work.
More specifically,
What?
Just
I haven't
Sal.
seen him being mean yet.
Well, he's not. It's like Otangelo freaking out when he tries to ramble on for literally 10 fucking minutes, and we're like, no, let's just stop right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's all these theists. They just want to fucking monologue their entire life story to you. And then when you try to interrupt them, it's you're being rude, this, that, and the other. It's like, no, I'm just trying to have a discussion, not listen to a fucking sermon, my guy.
Well, no, and the other thing is too is it would be compelling if it was a monologue filled with different points and different information. But most of them, when they get on a ranty monologue, are just saying the same thing in different ways over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Preach it, girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, you would love my tits, man.
Yeah, you're too old for me.
This is that kind of shit.
So let's.
We don't do Gavin's tits. Gavin type tits. Have you seen Gavin tits on Praise?
Yes, I have.
Oh, it's horrifying.
I don't know why Praise lets the dude be on there shirtless.
You
It
can't
makes me
fucking unsee that. I mean,
I'll tell you what, you would probably put up with Gavin's tits if I flashed you mine.
really?
No, just the fact that they're Gavin's tits. No.
But so are we going to watch more of this or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
making it clear for people in what ways your past experience with gambling, if you can kind of give the meat of like how that gives you reason to believe in Pascal's wager or gives others a reason to believe in Pascal's wager, just kind of connecting the dots for those.
How many aces, how many gods are in that deck? And how do you know?
300.
Well, can you repeat the question, James, that you were asking? Were you
Just
you
your-
directing the question to me?
regarding the past experience you've had in gambling, is if
Yes.
you're able to explain kind of in particular, so like the way in which that gives you a reason to believe in Pascal's wager or otherwise.
It's not so much believing in Pascal's wager. It is basically kind of the reasonableness of making bets on if you have some assumption of a probability that something could be true.
Foreskin.
You don't have to have 100%.
Yeah, foreskin.
You don't have to have
I say the same damn thing, man.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
I was going to
if you
comment
have
on
an
Brainbug's
assumption-
comment.
If you have an assumption of a probability, God, Leo.
I just wanted to comment on Brainbug.
Yeah, is he going to do it? And Leo has left the room somehow.
No, I haven't. I'm right here.
Yeah, but you were fucking botting.
Oh, well, as I was saying, if Brainbug doesn't want to do it, I think he probably does. Who doesn't want to debate Ginger Twink? But you should tell him to debate me. Oh, God, that would just be so much fun. I just kind of want to troll him the whole time.
Hey,
As mean
Bug,
as that might sound.
come on in and talk to us about it, Bug. You need counseling.
But so, yeah, I don't think that Sal understands how probabilities work. Like,
Well, he was talking about, I think he's like, okay, if there's this very slight chance and the reward is astronomically high, then it makes sense. Like when you buy a lottery ticket, you could win $400 million. The first dollar you spend basically isn't all that badly spent because there's a possibility. But if you buy 2 lottery tickets, you're a fucking fool, because if you work out the math on it, the second dollar doesn't get you much, right? So but anyway, that's what. So Sel is claiming that there's a slight possibility that God exists, and that you should go for it. And I think that's Pascal's wager. So
Yeah, pretty much. And then, but doesn't God know that the only reason you're believing is because of the possible? You know what I mean? That's
well,
what
that's that thing with doxastic. What the fuck is it? Where you can make yourself believe something. I mean, if you really
Doxastic voluntarism.
Voluntarism, yeah. If you know that you can, I mean, you could act as if to the point where you believe. Like getting a belief, if you act as if long enough, you will believe in something.
Matt brought that up in the debate.
Did he? Okay.
Yep.
Because I mean, eventually your mind just, doesn't
Fake it till you make it.
start guessing, and you can actually fully believe in it. So
Just keep believing and just keep telling yourself it's Jesus until you believe it.
Jesus.
That's Aaron said that.
Hey,
Yep.
Leo, if I believe myself to be successful, I'll become successful.
Yeah, but here's the
Probably.
problem. He's like, okay, a zero well, I guess I would say that God is a zero. There's zero probability of a God, but that's only because I'm an asshole that way. But
well, I mean, hold on though. The probability is so low that it's a distinction without a difference to say
Right.
zero.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, might as well be zero. I mean, because there's an infinite amount of possible godlike things that could have happened, and 1 over infinity is pretty fucking small. Anyway, I believe in melanin. Oh,
Really? Because I don't have any. I have very little.
I believe in melanin, and
I have just the right amount of melanin in my skin.
yeah, I was going to tell you I have a notebook because I'm getting really old and I forget what words to do. And under Snowflake, I have Midnight Sparkle written.
Wow.
Albino Snowflake.
And once I marry Amelia Clark and we have a cute little mixed baby, it's over for you bitches.
Okay, Leo, keep believing that.
Yep. I'm just gonna keep believing it, or keep telling myself it's gonna happen. Yep. Hell yeah.
I foresee you becoming a stalker.
I think that Leo, as he said that, I think he smacked himself on the ass. That's what.
Yeah.
No, I clap my hands.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's
Tim
really,
Curry.
really hard to stalk somebody that lives like 5,400 miles away from you on the other side of an ocean.
When you said that, you clapped your cheeks. What?
I clapped my hands.
That was your
Dude, I don't have enough cheeks for them to clap, buddy.
My mind immediately went to that conversation you had about Tim Curry last night in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, you saw that?
I did. You have a Tim Curry doll.
I guess Smokey's
Where the
just
hell am I
become
gonna-
nothing but a troll.
Where the hell am I gonna put some of this stuff?
Well, okay. I give Sal Cordova shit for being on Smokey's channel, and then I give you a pass. So I'm kind of a fucking hypocrite.
Well, that's because I went on just a fucking troll. Like I wasn't like crediting Smokey
Oh my god!
at all. I just went
Smokey's
on
a
the
nice
troll.
guy. You got it all wrong.
Where the fuck's the mute button for midnight?
Fuck that! Kick his ass out after that.
As to what Top Dog said here in his comment, there's something that I want to quote. It's more of a paraphrase from Christopher Hitchens. For a lot of people, dying, you imagine that dying is like imagining if you were at a party and everybody's having a good time, and somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, "All right, you have to leave. Nobody else does, but you have to leave, and the party will continue."
Yeah.
Well, that's nobody wants to hear that, but. After the afterlife, heaven is like you're at a party and you can't ever leave.
Can't ever.
Oh,
leave.
and the boss insists that you have a good time.
Yeah, that's why given the choice of an afterlife or just being dead, I pick being dead. I do not want an afterlife. Fuck that shit.
For me, it would depend on the type of afterlife that it is.
An eternity of anything has got to be hell.
Oh hell, fuck that.
Well, what if it's like an eternity of you living your best life and then
Well, no,
dying and then
that's
reliving
not-
it over again? But if every time you die, you don't remember it, so it's just like you living your best life for eternity, but not
Well,
ever
man, that's
remembering
why-
the last time you lived it?
And that's why I said fuck that. I was talking
Why would I
to
want
Steve because I would take fucking eternity in a heartbeat.
Would you? Fuck no.
Oh, yeah.
I want to die. I think
I
dying
don't-
would be kind of fun.
Why
I
there's
don't wanna
no
die.
upside in dying?
Well, every day I go take a nap and I really fucking enjoy it, and that's how death is. You just take this
Not
fucking.
really. You can't dream when you're dead.
Well, I don't take naps to dream. I take naps to pass out dead on my ass cold. I don't want to think or
What?
dream. Fucking dreams are really bad because I have all these rifles loaded around my room. I shouldn't dream ever. Dreaming is a dangerous proposition.
Oh God, no, man! Stop it, Otangelo, you freak!
Oh, wait.
What the hell did he say?
What a hogwash. Hell will be hell.
It'll be horrible.
I don't think Otangelo actually
so amazing
knows.
that you'll never want to leave because
I don't.
they give you this drug that makes you never want to leave.
I don't. That's like it's like I said. Imagine that you're at a party and you can't ever leave.
Here we go. Scott Duke said it right. My infinite nap.
So, Otangelo, I got some information for you that maybe you haven't considered, but nobody, and I do mean nobody, I don't even think even the Christians read your book-length fucking posts.
I know.
Shane, dude.
You
Like,
gotta-
you give a dissertation every single time. I mean, I thought you told us you have a job. When do you have time to work, man? Like,
He doesn't. Well, wait, hold on. I wonder why I'm not in the email chain. Maybe
What?
because I'm not cool enough. Oh, wait,
What are you talking about?
Well, it's because there are so many fucking people in there midnight. We didn't know you weren't in there. We just assumed that everybody in the world was in there.
yeah, like it would really be much easier, like to say, okay, so Midnight's not in it. Who are the other three people that are?
Yeah.
Yeah, Icarus makes a good point. Heaven will be great, getting to have tea with Hitler. I'd rather be in hell talking about relativity with Einstein.
Add you to it. Screwing things up.
All I'm sorry is if Hitler's in heaven, which he wasn't just a Catholic, he was a fucking creationist. So yeah, he's in heaven because he believed. Then that's not a place I want to be.
So 3 p.m. January 10th, Otangelo is going to set it up with Sygart and Demeter.
I guess so.
2 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, that is interesting, though. Hitler was brought up a Catholic. He, definitely talked about his belief in God in many of his writings. He also said some terrible things about religion. But yeah, if just before he pulled that trigger down in that bunker with Eva, if just before he pulled that trigger, he had
Jesus save me.
yeah, or he had repented, yeah, and Jesus saved me, then he's in heaven right now.
Well, he believed in God already. He believed in Jesus, so Jesus' death already forgave him for all of his sins because he believed in him. I also wanted to add that the Vatican, literally the Catholic Church, actually celebrated Hitler's birthday all the way up until he died. Not from the point of his birth. I think from 1933 or 1938 or something like that, all the way up until he died.
So, hey, Otangelo says, read the Bible, Lori. Hey, Otangelo, we have read the Bible. That's why all of us are atheists.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an atheist because I never really believed. I still have to read the Bible cover to cover.
I'm an atheist for the same reason I don't believe in Santa Claus.
You're a lifelong atheist too, Midnight? I'd forgotten that.
Yep.
So, yeah, me too. So I don't even fucking get this shit. Well, except for that summer that we decided to believe. But that's kind of different, so.
I haven't watched a video, Coreg, in probably 6 or 7 years.
Ugh.
I just know a lot of the stuff that he says.
What's that? Hitchens?
Yeah.
Fucking
His YouTubes keep popping up on my recommended. So they're still going on. Danny and Cell are still going on.
Not surprised.
So maybe I don't know. You guys want to do anything else, or should we?
I mean, I don't know. I personally don't like Danny.
What the hell? Will Kincaid said that much last time when Danny left, but Danny knows his shit and he interests me. So
Wait a minute. Will Kincaid said that where?
on Smokey's stream last night.
Oh, okay. I was
Mr. Danny
there for a minute. I thought maybe you had Will on your channel.
Oh no, I had Will on my channel one morning. We had a good talk. I thought, see, Will Kincaid, you got to understand, he's funny as shit, and I think
No, he's not. He's a shit stain.
but he'll say anything, and I think he does it on purpose.
John, but he loves you. I'm joking, obviously.
Yeah, Fred. I was gonna link you to some shit. I forgot to do that. Speed up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, changed my mind.
The thing you have to remember about Will is he's just a fucking troll.
He's a shit stain.
Well,
yeah, because he's a troll. He's just. I'm not defending him. I'm just explaining why he's
no.
He's a
Well,
troll.
I mean, it's not even because here's the thing: trolls, usually when they troll, they're saying things they don't actually believe.
I mean,
Which
that's
Will
what
does
we get
that,
trolled
but he
for.
also says some horrible fucking shit that he does actually believe.
Oh yeah, trolls do that too. Trolls are just people who want to piss people off in any way, shape, or form. Any way possible. Just piss large swaths of people off so that they can get a rile out of it.
Here's the thing with Will Kincaid. Has anybody seen Dead Man on Campus?
No.
Okay, it's a movie where these college kids living in a dorm find out that if your roommate commits suicide, you automatically get an A for the quarter. So they go out and they try to find all these crazy people that are going to die, that they're going to kill themselves. So one of the guys they run into is this just crazy fucking OCD person, and I swear it's Will Kincaid. And he does all this crazy shit, like they go on a car ride, and the cops are trying to pull him over, and he pulls a revolver out of his glove box and starts shooting at him, and he says they hate that. And he's
Hey,
laughing.
can you share Otangelo's last comment?
Stop preaching, Otangelo.
Will does this just to entertain himself.
I just wanted you to share that, Otangelo, because I wanted to share something with you. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Doc Brown, 1985. See, I can quote fiction too.
If anyone hears my voice,
Well played, John.
I think Jesus is creepy. I don't want to fucking eat with him. Is that who he's talking about? He's creepy. I don't know.
Okay, imagine going out to heaven. There's no sin, so there's no sex, no drugs, nothing. There's nothing exciting about heaven.
Sunday. It's Sunday all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, Cafe, because that's what God is. God is a supernatural entity. Literally, the Bible lays that out. You might not believe that your particular God is supernatural. That's cool. Obviously, I'm not talking about your God. Just like generally, if Richard Matson's in a room and I'm talking about God, I'm not generally talking about his God because I don't think that he really considers God supernatural, or at least not in the sense that most people would.
Tangelo Grasso, I could not possibly use a book to dictate how I live my life.
Yeah.
It's too limited. It's way too narrow. Way too narrow.
No, and the funny thing is Otangelo Grasso, he doesn't use that book to dictate how he lives his life. I mean, I'm relatively sure that Otangelo Grasso has never stoned a gay person to death. I'm relatively certain Otangelo Grasso never stoned a person who wore mixed fabrics to death. You know,
I'm pretty sure he's worked on a Sunday and is shaving.
Does
his beard.
Antangelo have kids?
Sunday, and
I believe so.
He hasn't stoned his kids for talking back to him?
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep.
There were a couple times I wanted to stone the little fuckers. But I didn't.
I mean, which stone?
Yeah, well.
Well, and then now say it says stone, and it was like if they curse you or if they disrespect you or something. I think there was a couple different verses that alluded to that. And then so the other thing is that according to your Bible, if your child was disrespectful to you, Otangelo, and you didn't have any rocks handy, you could just take them into the bathtub and drown them, and God would be perfectly cool with that.
I'm trying to find. I'm trying to.
Well,
put your-
Angelo thinks the golden rule is a biblical concept. Hilarious.
I mean, it really isn't.
It's been around long before Christianity was a thing.
Yeah.
Does Angelo realize that he believes in one of the youngest religions that is around?
I mean, no, technically the youngest religion. Well, actually, that is a good question. What is the youngest religion?
Oh, Christianity
Depends
is
on
only.
Christianity is about 2,000 years old.
Yeah, Islam is about 1400.
Okay, Midnight. I'm trying to.
That's why I said one of the youngest.
Motherfucker, 147 people are on this.
He tells me, keep straw manning God, John. No, Tangelo, I'm not straw manning anything. Everything I just said, I'm taking it from the Bible, dude. I'm taking it from your book, man. That book, you think it's so fucking accurate and true. I mean, I'm not.
It comes straight out of it.
Yeah.
How can you strawman God when nobody knows what arguments God has made because nobody's ever talked to him and he never wrote anything down?
Well, no, I'm granting Otangelo's premise that the Bible is the inerrant revelatory word of God, and if that's true, I'm not straw manning him one bit.
If that's true, God doesn't know very much about the very universe he created.
Nope.
Yeah. All you got to do is read Genesis 1 to know that. Yes, you are. What is the difference between the Old and the New Testament? They were written at different times.
Okay.
Otangelo, why don't you come in here? Because I want to ask you something. I'm sure he's going to end it pretty quick. But look, here's the thing. Which parts of the Old Testament do you disregard? I mean, I'm sure you're still an adherent to the Ten Commandments, right? And other portions of the Old Testament. So this idea, this argument that Christians like you make, that there's a new covenant brought by the New Testament, and then you can go back to the Old Testament and pick and choose a la carte what you want to believe in the Old Testament. That's ridiculous.
And the funny thing is, if the Old Testament wasn't relevant to Christianity, why is it a part of the Christian Bible? Why do they not just have the New Testament?
Yep.
Because the Old Testament is still relevant to Christianity.
Jerry,
how many Christians have you seen stoning gays? Fortunately, none, Otangelo. Okay.
Personally, none, but it has happened.
But because here's the thing. The reason why that doesn't happen is because despite what you and most Christians claim, your morality comes from secular values. It does not come from the Bible. It does not come from God. It comes from where it came from for everybody through social evolution and biological evolution of our brains, and it's not from God. And I'm thankful for that. That you're borrowing. You and other Christians are borrowing from our secular worldview in your interactions with the rest of us.
The other thing I want to point out is there's actually, you could probably Google it and find a few stories of evangelicals literally beating the shit out of gay people. Is that not a contemporary version of stoning somebody?
And he says, so you have no argument. No, I just gave an argument. It's because if you were actually following the Bible, if all 2.2 billion Christians on the planet were actually following the Bible on a daily basis and actually deriving their morality from the Bible, it would be a fucking murderous hellscape on the planet 24/7.
Does Otangelo think that Christianity is the only thing that shaped the Western world? Because that couldn't be further from the truth. Islam also helped shape the Western world. Technology helped shape the Western world. The Enlightenment helped shape the Western world. Scientific advancement helped shape the Western world. Christianity was one small piece of the.
Christianity is everything that's wrong with the Western world right now, and it has.
Well, I would.
Western civilization has more of a basis in the ancient Greek societies than it does in the Bible.
Leo, you cut out, and I may have overtalked you, but we didn't hear what you were saying because you
had cut out. That's why.
So literally nothing that I said was heard.
No, well, you cut out the end of it. I think
the last 35 seconds. So.
Okay, so that would have been everything that I said.
Okay. Oh, really?
So let me just repeat it. Christianity is one of many things that helped shape the Western world into what it is today.
Oh yeah, we heard
This
all that.
idea that all these Christians have, that, well, it was Christians that shaped the Western world, it was Christians that developed science, this, that, and the other. They think that Christianity has a fucking monopoly on human history, and it just doesn't. Pointing out that many of the earliest scientists, Newton, many others I can't think of right off the top of my head because some were Christians and some weren't. The fact that pointing out that they were Christian, or pointing out, oh well, I'll bring up something like in quantum mechanics, and people be, oh well, Max Planck was a Christian, and all this. So yeah, that's no different than pointing out that Max Planck was also German. That him being German has as much relevance to the science as him being a Christian.
Well, right, and also, as I pointed out before, and I think even on this channel, the science fathers were mostly Christians because just about, or whatever,
you had to be.
Because yeah, you had to be. Back then, most everybody believed in that shit because that's just what it was back then.
It's the same thing with people that level criticism against Alcoholics Anonymous because it seems they walk into a meeting and everybody seems to be a Christian. Well, everybody's a fucking Christian in this country.
Well, and
some of these scientists were kicked out of the church.
Yeah.
Another good analogy.
Doing experiments.
Another good analogy is to point out that most of the largest corporations in America were started by white people. Does that mean white people are better at starting businesses than other ethnicities of people, or did that just happen as a result of the society at the time where white people were the only ones who were allowed to start businesses?
So what? I don't understand. What do you mean go to Saudi Arabia, you fucking jackass? Like, what does it have to do? Okay, because here's the thing. In this country, actually, you dumb fuck, there's not just Christians. There's people of just about every religion on the planet, as well as non-believers. And that's what this country is about the melting pot, about equality for all. Okay, not your Christian, fucking, everybody. If you're not part of the club, you're not the cool kid. Kind of.
Funny thing is,
America is not a Christian nation.
Saudi Arabia is a better example of what conservative religious fundamentalism, the thing that Otangelo desperately adheres to, as do all of his buddies.
Right, yep.
It's a demonstration of how backwards and violent and despicable that is. There are people that are beheaded and stoned and burned and all this stuff.
Otangelo should go to Saudi Arabia and convert to fundamentalist Islam because then he can get more of.
Yeah, no, Otangelo, Christian values has nothing to do with America. You're not from this country. I doubt you've ever been here. You should probably read some things like the Federalist Papers. You should read some of the stuff that James Madison wrote, all this stuff, because they explicitly stated this country is not founded on the values of a religion. It's founded on the values of essentially liberalism.
And again, like a couple minutes ago, he once again posted Golden Rule, John. Otangelo, the Golden Rule did not come from Christianity. It is not from Christianity. It had existed long before Christianity did, or any of the writings of Christianity.
Funny thing is,
does he think our history started at zero and we just started and just moved up? He doesn't realize what the Roman Empire did. He doesn't realize what the Greeks did.
They don't care. It's about twisting and warping the facts, whatever subject it is, science, history, what have you, to fit their preconceived notions of reality. Rather than forming their notions of reality on what the facts are, they twist the facts to fit what they already believe. And it's just explicitly dishonest.
Yeah.
Wow.
And by the way, let's be honest here, for most of its history and even into the modern era to today, the United States isn't much of a democracy, especially when compared to the rest of the Western world.
If the Republicans have their way, it won't be for long. Trump's phone.
Well, hopefully
What do you mean won't be for long? It really wasn't ever democratic. I mean, for how many years were a whole ethnicity of people subjugated and kept as slaves? And then once they were granted their freedom, they still didn't have freedom. They were segregated from the rest of society and unfairly and unjustly targeted. And it wasn't until 55 years ago that they even got the right to vote, amongst numerous other rights. It wasn't until roughly 100 years ago that fucking women had, and at that time it was specifically white women, had the right to vote. And it wasn't until 1975 in most places in the United States that a woman could even open up a bank account in her own name. This country has never fucking been a democracy. At least not what a democracy. It's been a democracy for white Christian men. But for everybody else, for most of its history, it was not a democracy.
Hey, completely off topic. Tangela, I don't know if you're still here. You post an answer in the chat if you are, but you're from Brazil. You live in South America. Have you ever eaten guinea pig? That's a delicacy down there.
The Tangelo show. He's going to have to start paying me for this shit.
Yeah, sorry about that, Speed.
I'm sorry. It's just everything he says is so goddamn stupid. How does he not know?
Hey, guys. Can we end the show now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we ruined it anyway, Speed.
Yeah, Benghazi's right. Landowning, non-Irish, Protestant, conservative, Christian white men.
You guys did really good today. I really appreciate you guys. Keep it going. So anyway, it's just that it's fucking 4:00.
It is.
I have a ton of stuff to do, and I have to talk to Ian at 6, and then I've got Danny at 7, I guess. So,
what are you guys going to be talking about?
Danny's naturalism, I think. But shit. There were some other things I wanted to clear up with him because the day before it was something else. He came, what the hell was it the day before with Danny? Oh, it was natural selection. He was coming, he was on Praise's stream or somewhere, and he was coming down on natural selection.
He did that with Dr. Dan and fucking Mad Max's stream.
Natural, write it all down, Speed, so you don't forget. You got to ask him about natural selection. You got to have him explain why he says naturalism is undefendable, and you need to ask him why the fuck he went on Smokey's channel last night.
Okay.
I'd asked to be in that naturalism stream, but if I were, I'd only be in there for an hour because Oak Island starts at 8, so it wouldn't really be much of a discussion.
I mean,
so you're saying that we should cancel everybody who was on Smokey's channel last night? Is that what you're saying, John?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
we should mute them. We should mute them like this.
Well, no, I mean, because if Knox goes on his channel, but he goes on there to just give him shit. But I mean,
Sal was
Sal was kind of like
he was in the circle
up to him. Yeah,
he was, and Sal, if you listen to this, you just disappointed me. I'm sorry. It has nothing against you, but you disappointed me really badly when I saw that. I couldn't fucking believe it. I don't know. Anyway.
A quick question, Speed. Do you think if we told Sal about how terrible of a person Smokey is that he'd even care?
No, because he's fucking Christian.
Yeah, I really...
Any Christian, they don't give a shit.
Okay, Jerry, hold on here. Jerry, hold on here. Jerry, have you watched the show at all? Because if you haven't, you should go watch the last at least 2 or 3 seasons. All of the things that they have found in Smith's Cove, they found a lead cross that is from the 1300s. It's been scientifically tested. They even were capable of tracing the isotopes of it, and they traced it back to a particular region of France that the Templars were in very, very actively. If you think they haven't found anything, you obviously haven't been watching the show.
Oh, but Leo, isn't it kind of like Storage Wars? Don't you think they carried some of that shit themselves to find?
No, fuck no.
Well, the other thing is they never fucking they lead you on. Like I think I watched, I fast forwarded through the season, right? And then I checked the other season, and they kept doing the same shit over and over again.
Well, that's not the brothers doing their stuff on Oak Island. That's History Channel commercializing it. Okay. Duh. That's what TV networks do. I'm not talking about how History Channel portrays what is going on the island. I'm talking about the actual shit that they do on the island.
Okay,
it's completely irrelevant of how History Channel portrays it.
This is what happens to a young man when he goes on Smokey's channel. There's like fucking brain damage that just don't do it anymore.
I went on to troll. What does that have to do? Smokey's not capable. Smokey doesn't have the intellect to damage my brain.
Shit. I didn't see much trolling last night out of you, but okay.
He says they found one artifact. Yeah, I don't think Jerry watches the show.
Okay. They found an artifact.
They found hundreds, literally hundreds of artifacts.
Yeah, but is it really an artifact if
Yes, they're artifacts.
Well, can I finish my sentence? Is it really an artifact if somebody from the crew is the person who buried it?
But they didn't. The crew isn't burying these things.
How do you know that?
Because that's not what they're doing on the island. You do realize that people have been searching on this island for hundreds of years. Were they all faking their finds?
What is Otangelo saying? I come in, but no interaction with Leo.
Yeah, he's scared of me, just like Joel.
We're ending the show right now.
John
Anyway.
Maddox. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh yeah. One of the biggest
say is Otangelo's a pussy.
No, but one of the biggest finds is they actually found one of the flood tunnels.
Okay.
They've also hit the vault that's at the bottom of the money pit.
I can't tell you how much I don't care about.
Not to mention William Chappell, I think that was his name, actually put a drill bit into the what is now called the Chapel Vault.
Okay. You two take it on the side. In fact, I'll set up a debate between the two of you on Oak Island. We're going to end the show, guys. I got shit to do, okay? So,
He says, fight me.
Huh?
No, Jerry says, fight me. Oak Island is so
Oh,
dumb.
you can just go visit Oak Island. Go to the Oak Island. What's it called? Not the visitor center. I can't remember what it's called. And yeah, he can see the literally hundreds of artifacts that they found, because there are hundreds of them. Like there's stuff in there that they don't put on the show. They found dozens of stuff that's not been put on the show.
The fucking
Angelo,
irony.
you calling somebody else annoying is like the most ironic fucking thing I've
know
in my life.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
No, Leo, I won't come on and interact with you because you're so annoying.
That was pretty good, John. I'm not gonna lie.
Unlike me, I'm not annoying, and I have a P-32 space modulator.
Oh shit. Okay.
Somebody says it sounds like Marvin the Martian. I was thinking more of a cross between, like, he sounds more like a foreign Ray Romano.
Okay, guys, we're gonna end the.
All right.
This is Ray Romano.
Goodbye, all out there. We'll see you without fanfare. We're fucking going away.